things should be taken care of. So we have to think over all these aspects of communication, verbal and non-verbal both, at the time of GD. And then when you are shortlisted, then you see, you attempt the interview and all that. Completion of group discussion, let me complete that then, and then we'll come back to interviews. The way you start your communication, the way you develop your content, and the way you conclude with hands, with smiling face, give and take. It's a discuss. It is kind of discussion. It is group discussion. So discussion with many people together at the same time. It is not discussion with one person only. It is, you are talking to different people. So look at them. Your you are addressing all of them. Okay. So look at everybody and create an impression that you are talking to each one of them, so that it becomes, you're accepted easily and comfortably. Okay. Then clarity of communication and all those things matter a lot, and it is applicable to interviews also. Volume, loud enough volume, clarity in your pronunciation, intonation, and all those things. All these things matter. Okay, so take care of all these aspects of verbal and non-verbal communication. Complete your point or points, and then you can switch to the responses. You can get the response. What do you think? This is my opinion. I would like to get your feedback. I'll be very happy if you can correct me. See, be open-minded. Be open-minded for accepting criticism and all that at GD. GD is a separate session, but in short, let me talk about that also. So accept with a smiling face and with positive approach as well. Positive approach, is a soft skill. Your appropriate confidence level, soft skill. Coordination, soft skill. Punctuality, time management, soft skill. All these soft skills are useful over there. So these are the skills and qualities which help you together. Every quality, every skill has its say and play in the process of group discussion, also in the process of interview. Every soft skill and every quality that you have, every piece of communication skill, verbal and non-verbal, all these things together work. Okay, so let us try our best and bring out the best possible expression. Let's give out the best possible expression, make the best possible presentation. Okay, and you can do this not overnight, not in one day, over practice. So practice sessions are always essential. In the next session, we will have practice. We'll have some more demos, no doubt. But right now, let me tell you, when we think of the non-verbal communication, what is that? We just talked about body language, the way you stand, the way you sit and all that. The way of sitting after you enter the interview hall, the way of sitting, we just talked about that. If you're sitting like this, fine, you look confident and you look comfortable. You see, sitting like this, you look comfortable, but you look casual. Okay, sitting like this, you look confident, but you look arrogant, rude, overconfident. Just the change of position of hand, just a bit of change in your body language, and the communication is influenced. It is affected, influenced positively or negatively sometimes. So proper body language, positive influence is there. You have already attended the lecture, influencing people. You must have learned, I'm sure. Dr. Rajesh Latne sir must have guided you, regarding how to influence people and all that. So in this over there, this body language is just the change of hand. See, the hand is, if the hands are here, you look confident, you look polite, and you look comfortable also. Just the change of hand, you see what change slowly takes place. This hand over here and this hand over here. You look attacking. Why should you look? Are you there to kill anybody? This is over smartness, even volume level and all. So, sir, ask your, make this kind of ask your question at all. So this gesture is bad gesture, negative gesture, negative body language. That shows that you are arrogant, you are rude, over smart, overconfident, you are rejected. They even don't ask you questions. They ask you, okay, we will communicate to you. That is the reply, and you have to understand the result of the interview. It's very clear. Okay, so comfortable position, confident, polite, and all that. Okay, below confidence, if you are sitting like this, this range of position of hands. Hands are here. If they come here, you look arrogant. If they are here, you look, you see, of course, comfortable, confident. If hands are like this, clasped tightly, if the hands are clasped tightly like this, and if you are sitting like this, then it shows that your confidence level is low. The shoulders are shrinking, compressed, shrinking. Shoulders are not confident. That that shows, and many times, when we attempt interviews, Dr. Latner sir can, he has a lot of experience. Even our management members, Honorable Sankla sir, Honorable Argadis sir, and management members, they have a lot of experience of interviews. They know, they have seen several such candidates, several varieties. They have, watched themselves. So compressed shoulders, clasping of hands, that is negative body language. That shows that you are not confident enough. So avoid these things. These are the don'ts. The do's, this is comfortable position. If the table is there, placing your hands on the table, that will also do. Okay, but hands should not be spread long. Okay, if your hands are spread long, then you look too greedy and all that. Also, of course, you can understand from the body language itself that it might not exist. It looks odd, it looks bad, it looks negative. So your hands on your lap or on the table comfortably. Change in the position of hands. Even the legs, if you cross legs like this, you may look confident. Okay, you may look like a leader, but over there, it's an interview. It is group discussion or interview, anything. Okay, over there, this is counted as negative body language. You may look confident, you look like a leader, and knowing off your neck and all that. This body, you see, you look a leader, but you still look overconfident. Sometimes, and on that, and then over there, you look like, a vagabond. Okay, a vagabond, the villains do have such kind of body language. So to look confident, these are not the way. So back to the normal mode, back to the comfortable and confident mode. So we can sit like this, and then while answering the question, also you have to look at everybody. This is about body language, and now enough of body language. Just a few things. Your eye contact. You should look at the people. Looking at the people never means looking into the eyes of the people. It never means looking so confidently. Okay, so be at your place, and looking at people is not looking into their eyes, staring, gazing continuously. Okay, it's not that. Look at them, create the impression that you are talking to them. That's it. So your eye contact should be established. If your eyes are bending down, looking down, it shows you are not confident. If while talking to them, if you are looking here and there, I'm Mr. XYZ. I'm from Sakan College. I completed my BA from Sakan College, and you're looking here and there. Also, your voice and volume, they're trembling, and that shows that you have lost your confidence. So establish eye contact. Okay, we can have some workshops on body language only, specifically body language. Okay, so eye contact should be established. Your facial expression should be appropriate, smiling face. Okay, wherever you see, when you give confident answer, there is no need of any training that your eyebrows should be in this position and all that. We do not have We do not have so calculated kind of movements and expressions. No, just be confident, and it is expressed appropriately. Our body does it very well. Okay, for us, our face works well. Just be confident, be comfortable, have sufficient knowledge, and uh, uh, remain up to the mark as far as information knowledge are concerned. If you are up to the mark, you always feel confident, and that is reflected through your face and through your body language. So being is important. If at the level of being you are good, at the level of feeling is what appears to be good. Appearances become good when you yourself are good inside. Content wise, you are up to the mark. Obviously, at natural, your body language, your facial expression, everything is appropriate and up to the mark. Friends, besides body language, we also have to think of voice modulation. I'm pointing to my throat, voice modulation. See, while asking a question, if at all you have to ask a question, will you, so you can also ask a question at the time of the interview, not that they ask questions and you only have to answer. If you want clarification, you may ask for clarification. So I'm sorry, I didn't get your question. Will you repeat it, please? Will you repeat, please? See, actually what happens, my hand has started working. Okay, the politeness comes out. Will you please repeat it? So will you please repeat it? Think of voice modulation. Will you please repeat it? Will you please repeat it? It's like a command. It's like to a threat. It's a request. So a request should sound like a request. A suggestion should sound like a suggestion. A question should sound like a question, and an answer should sound like an answer. So while answering, be aware of the thing that you are answering. While asking questions, be aware of the fact that you are asking questions. So your intonation means the tone variation. Your name, please. Your name, please. See this, there is politeness. The word please is there. In the voice modulation, the politeness is there. It's not, it shouldn't be only in the word. It has to be there in the tone also. So a request should sound like a request. Your name, please. Your name, please. Where are you from? These are polite questions. Your name, please. Commanding voice. Okay. And where are you from? It's like a police inspector asking a criminal. So at the time of interviews, they do not treat you like criminals. Okay, so you need not be afraid of them. So good interviewers always take care of politeness from their side. Okay, comfort level from their side. In some cases, good interviewers make you comfortable if you are not looking comfortable. They make you comfortable and then they start the interviews. Interview techniques for interviewers and for interviews can be two different parts of interview techniques, dear friends. At present, I am focusing on interviewees only, but interviewers also, need to learn interview techniques. What way we should carry out an interview? Okay, if you make the person who is under stress, if you put more stress, then you cannot bring out his merit. An interviewer has always to consider that I'm here to check he does not know, I'm here to check what he knows. So let that come out of him. Okay. Who conduct the interview. So the people who conduct the interview, they have to see to it that the interviewee, when they interview the candidate, the interviewee should feel comfortable, and then the best things can come out from the candidate. So interviewers have to take care of all this. That is a separate topic. Anyway, so back to body language and voice modulation. Voice modulation, technically it is called paralanguage, but that is a technical term, but let that be there. You should understand these terms also. Paralanguage means voice modulation. So a question should sound like a question, a request should sound like a request, and suggestion, command. These are various kinds of expressions. They should operate properly from the throat. You see, I have given you a warning already. This is the last warning for you. It's a warning. So commanding voice has to be there. Well, okay, sir, I'm sorry. If you're apologizing, and apology should be expressed properly, the tone has to be down and low. But at the time of interview, both these things do not take place normally. So what happens over there is the questions are asked and the answers, question answers go on. So while answering, your volume level has to be appropriate, neither too loud nor too low. While talking, you have to take care of the volume level. Your volume should not be too high that it sounds irritating to the hearer. Sometimes they say that, well, we are able to hear you, you can speak, you can lower down your volume a little. So if they say so, then that is a negative impression. So try and practice all these things. So volume level has to be appropriate, neither too high nor too low. Appropriate level of volume. See, the people are sitting in front of you in the face-to-face interview. In telephonic interviews, check your audio. I have been checking you 3-4 times during the session. I checked, am I audible and all that. So it is necessary that you should be clearly audible. Volume level and all those things should be taken care of. So volume appropriate, clarity in pronunciation. The words should be clearly pronounced. That doesn't mean that you have to speak just like Britishers. The word bottle, bottle, Indians pronounce it like bottle, okay, or we say bottle. So it is intelligible. Intelligible means आपण जे म्हणतो ते समोरच्याला समजते तेवढंच प्रोनाउन्सिएशन भाषा. आपल्याला ब्रिटिशांसारखं अमेरिकन सारखं बोललंच पाहिजे असं नाही. वी आर नॉट सपोज टू कॉपी American accent or British accent. We are Indians, so speak like Indians. But remember, if you are facing an interview for a call center, and if there is vacancy for the speaker who is supposed to communicate with Australian customers, you have to learn Australian accent. If you have to communicate to Britishers, you have to learn British accents, and for that, more short-term courses, more training programs are essential. This is not the conventional teaching that can help you in every matter. It is the thing of training. So besides teaching, training is also essential. Practice is essential. And, with all these things together, you can be confident enough and you can face that interview. Well, I know we are coming close to the session, but a few minutes and then we'll close this session. So you see that volume level has to be appropriate. Clarity in pronunciation, we have to take care of. Okay. Our pronunciation should be clear, not like copying Britishers always. The word bottle, for example, we pronounce it like bottle or say bottle. Britishers pronounce it like bottle. We had a very good teacher. There was the language lab in Shivaji University, Kolhapur, in the Department of English. And in different colleges nowadays, language labs are there. So you need a language lab and you need some training sessions over there, voice modulation, accents and all those things. We require special training for that. So the word bottle is pronounced by Indians as bottle or bottle. Britishers pronounce as bottle, but it is not intelligible. We don't understand. कळतच नाही हे काय म्हणतात कळत नाही. का बरं असं होतं की ब्रिटिश बोलतात, अमेरिकन्स बोलतात, काही कळतं आणि काही कळतच नाही. असं का होतं? It's but natural because we are not familiar with their accent. If we have to work with them, for them, if we have to communicate to them as part of our job, as part of our duty, then we have to specially learn British accent and American accent and all those things. You see, job, job is the word. We pronounce it as job. Okay. Britishers pronounce it as job. Okay. And Americans pronounce it as job. So A becomes A for Americans. Job, Indians pronounce it as job. Britishers pronounce it as job, job. Okay, you see. And Americans, job. So, j, and b are the three sounds. Indian, Indian variation, British variation, and American variation. I presented before you a bit of demo. So Americans have their own accent. At the time of interview, be Indian. I mean, we have natural kind of your pronunciation. Clarity is more important and not the stylish pronunciation. Unnecessary. If it is necessary for duty, job, okay, fine. And learn that and use that over that. They will ask you that pronounce this in, read this in American accent. There are some interviews in call centers that they give you a passage, a paragraph, and they ask you to read using American accent, using British accent, and you have to read that accordingly. You require special training for that. Okay, so depending upon the job, it is decided. But in normal interviews in Indian companies, okay, fine, you have to use Indian pronunciation, not unnecessarily American or British. So this is about the clarity in pronunciation. So intonation, rise and fall of tone has to be appropriate. A question should sound like a question. What's your name, please? You see, what's your name, please? I'm showing you the track of the sound. You see, what's your name, please? You see, the sound level goes a little up. What's your name, please? Please. See, the intonation is rising intonation. Okay, the sound goes a little up. Okay, my name is Kishore. My name is Kishore. The sound falls, the tone falls at the end while answering. So while asking this question, what's your name, please? There is a rise of the tone. While answering this question, I am Kishore. I am, say, Sarita, for example. I am Neha. So you see, while answering, the tone comes down. So you have to take care of tone variation, that is voice modulation. Clarity of pronunciation. Pronunciation, natural. Okay, natural and clear. And depending upon the requirement of the job, you have to learn about it. And you have to practice it. Over the practice, you learn all these things. A few more things. There is proxemics. Proxemics means space distancing. The space that is available for your presentation. Okay, if you're allowed to make a presentation standing over there, if there is a screen, and if you are making a PowerPoint presentation, even at the time of interviews, you see, there can be sometimes PowerPoint presentation. After you are shortlisted, they ask you to make a presentation. That can be third part of interview. First, GD, group discussion. Second, the middle one, the interview. And afterwards, if they still shortlist 4 to 5 and they want to select only 2, then there are presentations. So at the time of presentation screen, and you are the presenter, so do not keep looking at the screen. Now you are audible because I'm using Bluetooth earphones. So you are audible, I know. I'm audible to you. You can hear me. But you see that you are unable to look at me. I'm not looking at you, rather. So this is wrong. Presentation, if you're doing presentation, take care of your body language, your bodily position. No need to read everything from the screen. If you have a laptop in front of you, when necessary only, look at the laptop, look at the content. It is seen over here and over there also. And make the presentation. While making presentation, do not go on reading each and every line. That is not necessary. That creates very bad impression. And it is a tiring presentation also. So just read the point and explain the point. And again, then use eye contact, facial expression, body language, and everything. You are standing, you are making presentation as a third part of interview. Sometimes it also can be there. So over there, the skills are different. Interview techniques are again different. Okay, presentation screen is there. It's visible. You have to check technical things regarding the working, operating, and all that. You have to operate it yourself before the presentation. Okay, so these are the things you have to take care of, dear friends. So over there, the place that is available for your communication can be, this much of space. Now I have today taken liberty with kind permission of principal and organizing body that I'll make this kind of presentation because it is in need of the session perhaps. So I'm using a chair and I'm using background. Now consider that this is a screen. I'm not using the screen actually. but consider that this is a screen, and then you have to make use of the screen. So the space that you are going to make use of, look at the place that is available. When it is face-to-face interview, this much of space is not available. The way you enter, the passage of entrance and your seat and your table, this much of space only is available to you. So you have to make best possible use of the available space. That is called space distancing, and this is also kind of non-verbal communication. Making best possible use of the space that is available to you. आपल्याला जेवढी जागा मिळालेली आहे त्या जागेचा जास्तीत जास्त चांगला उपयोग करायचा. Normal interview cell, you have just the chair and the table. That is the space. You do not have this much of space to wander here and there. Okay, and it also can distract the attention. Not that always, this movement helps you. Sometimes it can, you can lose your audience. Okay, if you are using it wrongly. If I keep moving here and there because I'm feeling free, this shows that I'm casual and I'm not focusing on my session. If I keep making movement, you will get distracted. तुमचं लक्षच लागणार नाही. तुम्ही बघत बसाल की यांचं काय चाललंय नेमकं. So you see that make appropriate use of the place that is available to you, the space. Make the best possible use of the space. That is one aspect of non-verbal communication. Time slot given to you. If you are given 10 minutes for presentation, 10 minutes for interview, make the best possible use of 10 minutes as far as possible. Do not exceed the time. But now we are about to exceed the time. And so, dear friends, now I come to the closure of this session. We have one more session in which we will have practical activities with students. I have done here some activities myself, but now students will do the activities in the next session. So, dear friends, interview techniques. Before the interview, we have considered some of the things, the preparatory things, what way we should prepare ourselves for interviews. During the interviews, what care we have to take, body language and voice modulation, use of space, use of time, everything, along with speaking and all those things. So we have considered all these non-verbal and verbal aspects of communication during the interviews. We have also got an introduction to GD. We have also talked a bit about, I just touched upon the presentations which may be there after the interview. We have discussed telephonic interviews, video conferencing, and face-to-face interviews, so on and so forth. Well, so here I close this session with lots of thanks to Honorable Principal Dr. Rajesh Latne sir, all the management members, Chief Trustee Dr. Sankla, Honorable Motilalji Sankla sir, Dr. Argade sir, all the management members, teaching faculty, and last but not the least, dear participants. Thank you very much. I close my session here.